Hello friends, BRICS, an alliance of five powerful nations, is making headlines again. But now it's no longer just BRICS, it's growing, adding new members and challenging the dominance of US dollar. What does this mean for world economy, and could this be the start of a truly multipolar world? So today we will dive into the fascinating journey of BRICS and its future impact. To introduce BRICS, first we will understand what is the full form of BRICS, what it stands for. So BRICS stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Okay, together these nations account for 40% of the world's population. Okay, दुनिया की 40% आबादी इन देशों में रहती है and they have over 25% of global GDP. Okay, so I told you these facts because to explain how significant BRICS is for the global economy. The concept of BRICS was conceptualized by Jim O'Neill in 2001. Okay, and it became a formal grouping in 2009. South Africa joined BRICS in 2010. From infrastructure financing to climate change, BRICS aims to redefine global governance in favor of developing countries. Okay, now let's talk about the expansion of BRICS, which proved to be a game changer. Okay, in 2024, BRICS expanded to include 6 new members. These 6 new members are Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and UAE. Okay, and the total number has gone to 11 now. This expansion has enhanced economic power of BRICS. Now BRICS group represent 37% of global GDP and 43% of the population. However, internal differences are still a big challenge for BRICS. Now let's first talk about what will be the what is the reason for this expansion. So this expansion led to geopolitical diversity. Okay, so this diversity is very important. From Middle East to Africa and South America, BRICS now represent a more diverse range of interest. And the second point is the economic powerhouse. The expansion has helped in increasing economic muscle of the BRICS countries, which now account for 37% of global GDP and control over 50% of world's oil reserves. 50% of oil reserves is a significant number, okay, which comes from BRICS countries. But here is the catch. Will this expansion lead to greater unity or more internal conflicts? This thing only time can tell. Okay. Speaking of global reactions, remember the former US President Donald Trump. He is the new US President now. And he once threatened a 100% tariff on BRICS. So if they introduce a common currency, okay. Why? Because the US dollar's dominance is at stake. Why US dollar dominance is so much important for US? Because dollar ensures that US hegemony is maintained. While BRICS leaders, especially from South Africa, clarified that a common currency is not on the immediate agenda, this incident highlights how seriously the West views BRICS rise. Okay, so South Africa is trying to normalize the issue with USA. However, now let's talk about what Russian President Putin told about the dollar. He gave the term weaponization of dollar. Okay, so what does it mean? The weaponization, dollar is often used as a weapon, and you can think about sanctions on countries like Iran or Russia. Okay, with 90% of the global trade conducted in dollars, the US has unparalleled control over global transactions. And BRICS nations argue that this weaponization of the dollar undermines the sovereignty. For example, when we talk about Russia and China, they have faced significant economic pressure due to dollar-based sanctions. And this has accelerated their efforts to find alternatives. Okay, and in case the dollar loses its helm as the global currency, it will be very disastrous for US hegemony. Okay. So US uses its dollar dominance for control global financial systems like SWIFT also. Okay. Now let's talk about whether there are alternatives to the dollar. So what are these alternatives? So BRICS has been exploring trade in local currency. Firstly, Secondly, they are considering about digital currency. Okay, digital currency, for example, China's digital yuan and Russia's payment systems, they are a step towards reducing dependence on US dollar. And third is BRICS Development Bank. There is a BRICS Development Bank, NDB. This bank funds projects without relying on Western institutions like IMF or World Bank. So BRICS is trying to create an alternative global financial system, which will be independent of IMF or World Bank, which are institutions accused of promoting US interest. Okay. And when we talk about why BRICS matter, why should you care about BRICS? Let's look at these numbers. So BRICS countries contribute 50% of global GDP, and they account for 16% of global trade. Okay. 25% of global GDP and 50% of global economic growth. Okay. So the total economic growth which happens in the globe, half of that is contributed by BRICS countries. And this was the reason Jim O'Neill coined these countries as BRICS. Okay. So Jim O'Neill conceptualized that these countries will be growing at a very faster pace. Okay, other than that, 24% of the global FDI inflows into the BRICS countries. Beyond numbers, BRICS gives developing nations a voice in global governance, countering Western institutions like G7 or NATO. Its new development bank has already approved over $30 billion in infrastructure projects, benefiting millions in member countries. Okay, so now let's talk about, can BRICS rival the USA? This is the big question. To answer this, it depends. Economically, BRICS has the potential to challenge US dominance, but politically, the bloc is far from united. India and China, for example, have unresolved border disputes, and then there is a lack of a clear shared vision. If BRICS can overcome these challenges, it could become a formidable counterbalance to Western dominance. But if internal conflicts persist, it might remain just an ambitious alliance. Okay, so in conclusion, we can say that BRICS expansion marked a significant step towards a multipolar world. With new members, growing influence, and a focus on reducing dollar dependence, BRICS is reshaping global dynamics. But whether this leads to a new world order or remains an experiment in global cooperation will depend on how effectively these nations can work together. Okay, so what do you think? Can BRICS truly challenge the West? Let me know in the comments. And I hope we are clear on that. Thank you very much. Thank you.